The Eurovision 2026 final just ended a few hours ago, and in the words of Tyra Banks, how many of you were scared? Me too. I was really, really scared. This was crazy, watching those results coming in. I was in a bar and, my God, everybody was biting their nails, scared that the worst might happen, but it didn't. And it turned out pretty good. I did not expect this. I think nobody expected this, and it's a lesson for everybody. Do not bet your money on Eurovision, because you will lose your house and everything. This is my review of what happened in the Eurovision Song Contest 2026 Grand Final. These are my tasteless remarks, and I just want to warn you all, this will be blunt, honest, cynical. So if you cannot handle that, please disengage from this video. I do not want to hurt your feelings. I just want to vent about what the fuck went down and my grievances about this mess that Eurovision has become. Before we get started, my name is Salty Female K9 and I want to give you guys a quick vibe check. So here is my Mount Rushmore of Eurovision. These are my top 4 songs that live in my mind, rent-free, forever, deep in my heart. So we have Shum by Goa, Ukraine 2021. I love it so much. Then we have Bailai Chiqui Chiqui by Rodolfo from Spain 2008. Who remembers? It was such a great song. And then Taken by a Stranger, Lena 2011 for Germany. I loved this song and I could do the whole choreography when I was a little boy in my room. And finally, it is, of course, who else could it be but Na 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 by Serhat 2019 San Marino. So if this Mount Rushmore of bad taste has not completely scared you shitless, lean back and enjoy with me the recap of Eurovision 2026. So first of all, I was pretty underwhelmed, and I don't think I'm the only person. For this being the 70th anniversary of Eurovision, it did not feel that way at all. There was no thought put into making it feel any kind of special, in my opinion. And it would have been so simple if they had just baked a giant cake with a 70. It would have already done such a big difference. And they tried a little bit in the grand final, the interval act, when they were playing old songs and showing a montage of all the winners. They were trying a little bit, but they did not make it feel special. And these hosts were just so unlikable. Like Victoria Swarovski, she was fine as a host. She was not offensively bad, but she was kind of bland. If you think about the last year, the 3 hosts, Hazel and Sandra and Michael Hunziker, out of the 3, I would say Michael Hunziker was the blandest. Also because we only had her in 1 show and the other in 3. But if you put next to each other Michael Hunziker and Victoria Swarovski, Michael Hunziker has tons of more of charisma and elegance and charm and funniness about her. Victoria, she just seemed kind of stiff, and in the one moment when she was like, Michael, no, that was her whole thing. It was just like, Michael, no. And with him next to her, no matter what she did, she would have been the better host. He just had such a weird attitude about him, this odd kind of dad humor in the worst possible way. It just came across like he was mocking. I think he is a Eurovision fan. I don't believe you can host a Eurovision without being a Eurovision fan. And why were there no costume changes? Why were they always wearing the same stuff when in every other Eurovision we see the hosts are every 5 minutes wearing different clothes? And just this outfit that he was wearing the whole time, this ugly disco outfit, just because he needed to wear it for some later time when he was singing, which nobody asked for you singing, Mikhail Ostrowski. We were all fine, enjoying ourselves without that. And I'm really wondering why they didn't pull him when they realized, maybe they were in too deep, but they must have realized in rehearsals that he was not working. They were not working together, and these producers, they lied to him several times, and they told him he was charming, funny, relatable, charismatic, and he's nothing of the sort. And I did not enjoy him one bit. He just made me cringe every time he was on the screen, and I really did not enjoy the hosts at all. It's sad. It should have been a great Eurovision, and these were probably the worst hosting duo in a long time. and this whole Eurovision felt so soulless and underwhelming. It has been probably the worst in terms of the pizzazz and all around since Baku, if not longer. On another note, also the crew was visible so much compared to other Eurovisions. I don't know, like every time they would cut to the wide shot after somebody has performed, and you can see these people like mopping up the snow on the stage, moving around props on the stage, and during the performances as well, you see like cameramen. And I feel like in other Eurovision editions, it was not like that, not to this extent. And I do not mind. I mean, of course, sometimes you have those people visible, and I like it even. I like to watch like rehearsal clips and see how did they do this? How did they set this up to look so cool on camera? What kind of tricks did they use? But it's kind of like that's something I want to like take extra steps to see, because I'm so deep entrenched in Eurovision. That's not something I want to see. I feel it was a bit unpolished and unfinished. I did not like it very much. Also, the postcards, they were not the best. A lot of people were shitting on the postcards, comparing them to Italy in 22, and that's just criminal to make such a comparison. They were not to that level. I was disappointed when I saw the first semi-final. Satoshi is the first one who comes up for Moldova, and in his postcard he's like falling into his bed and then falling through the air, and it looked so good. And I was like, my God, they must have thrown all of these people off of like some stage and had them falling in slow motion, and they are just going to be falling through like nature and through Austria, and it will look beautiful. And then nobody ever fell again. He was the only one who was falling. In terms of the staging, I liked the way that the stage looked. It was fine. It was not as good as last year. It was not as good as the year before that. It was not as good as 2023. It was all right. I'm surprised how big the venue was, because it is the same that they did Eurovision 2015 in, and it looked much smaller back then. So I don't know how they just magically made that so much bigger, but I think it really lacked because of the runway that went right through the middle. It's weird when the audience is like left and right and not in the front of the artists. And that whole coffee house green room that they were doing, it was fully unnecessary. Nobody needed that. And why were they not interviewing anyone? They did maybe 2-3 interviews during the semi-finals, only with the big 5 contestants, and then they did a couple of interviews with Bulgaria and Italy in the grand final in the middle of the voting, and they were serving us all of these bullshit Professor Eurovision and Australia song that nobody asked for, that nobody wanted that. And can you believe they hired writers to write these things that nobody liked, that everybody hated, especially the one where they were talking about how there are gays in Eurovision, and it was just the worst like allyship I have ever seen. It was like you were in the gay club and you call your friend a f***, and then a straight girl turns around and tells you how you're being problematic. It felt like this kind of allyship, just tone deaf and annoying. And why they could not just not hire the writers and instead just move around with the microphone and interview these artists that are all so endearing and nice to see. I honestly cannot tell you what was going on. So enough about what was going on around. Let's move on to the songs, and we will go in the running order of the grand final. So the first country in the grand final running order, opening the show, it was Denmark, which was such a odd and weird choice. I thought I would hate it more when I read that Denmark would open the show. I thought I would hate it more. It was not it has these sort of epic moments in the song where he stands on top of the box and he screams, and it's sort of like, yes, I can see how this opens a show, but there were much better choices for opening the show. Germany could have opened the show, Belgium could have opened the show, and to use Denmark, it is also weird because, he is. And also for Denmark to open the show, it is just weird to have the sex cube as the first act. This is still a family show, even if like we sometimes forget it. And I think probably every person over 30 switched off their television as soon as they saw this. And I have to be honest, I did not like this song. I never got this song, and I could not understand how people were saying he was going to win the contest. He was in the top 3 of the contest. For me, this was just No, I'm sorry. I cannot. It just lacked something. It lacked for me structure, danceability. It was. I don't know. I just found it put on. I did not find it so authentic, and I did not find Sören to be a nice, endearing personality like the other singers, although many people like him, which I cannot understand. People are saying he has the face card, he looks so good. I cannot understand. He is looking in two directions at the same time, at all times. He is standing there with the makeup smeared in his face. He is looking like a lady of the night, selling crack to buy crack. I cannot understand. And for the people to say he has this face card, he is so hot, a face card for what? Where is he buying with this face card? At the soup kitchen? I can honestly, maybe, taste is subjective. If you think he looks good, you can think that. It's fine. I am not going to hold it against you, but I cannot understand it. And then the way that he was behaving when he was getting the points, I found it so off-putting, how he was rubbing his nipples and making duck face into the camera. Like, can you not be gay for 5 seconds? Can you not be gay? Just for 5 seconds. But maybe, demonic twinks, maybe it is in. People seem to like it, but he did not do as good as many people thought that he would do, and honestly, I'm completely fine with it. But, okay, enough about this. Let's move on to Germany. Germany is actually my country, and I was kind of shocked. So when they announced that Sarah Engels would be competing with Fire, I thought, oh God, what have we done? This is a really weird choice. Sarah Engels, she has been in the cultural mindset of Germany for 10, if not 15 years, because she won the German Idol long, long ago, and then she had this relationship, and she had this divorce drama, and so on and so on. So now for this to enter back, it kind of, I liked it. It was kind of a rebirth for her. She has sort of shed all of this baggage behind her, and I think she represented Germany beautifully on the turquoise carpet and in all of the little videos that she was doing in the preseason. She really made me proud and Germany proud. She was really charismatic and great. So I was kind of delusional thinking that she could be 13th or 14th. I was thinking, the people of Europe, they like these kind of songs. They like Fuego and they like slow-mo. So why do they not like Fire? Well, a reality check, because it is not slow-mo and it is not Fuego. It is Fire, and it was just generic. It just did not stand out. And I'm sure if we look at the detailed results, as soon as they come out, we will see it on 13th, 14th place in many, many countries. And it did not have the thing that made it stand out. And then to be placed in second, right after Denmark, it was unfortunate. She did get some points from the jury. I do not think that she deserved 0 from the televote. But I have to admit, it was not as good as Baller last year. So, it's sad. But I think, me personally, I was happy that she was there. I think she represented Germany well. And she was very good in the semi-final when she appeared. She shut everybody up. Tonight in the grand final, she was sadly doing pretty bad, especially in the beginning. Her first couple of sounds, and again, all throughout the performance, her voice was sort of cracking and not in tone. It was kind of painful to watch. So, yeah, I understand why it happened the way that it happened. I'm just happy that it was not the last place for Germany, and that's all I can say on that. So, third in the running order, it was Israel. So, before we talk about anything, why the fuck was he standing in his stupid mirror crystal diamond ball? And the cameraman was visible in every fucking mirror. It just took me out of it completely. And I do not understand how a country with such clean and polished Eurovision stagings as Israel would let something so sloppy happen. And it scratched my brain in the most negative way. I'm just sad. Talking about Israel, I do not want to get into the politics and the controversy too much. It's just, tonight I was watching Eurovision and I found myself just rooting against them so hard, being so scared that they would win, because I know what would happen and how everything would completely blow up if they were to win, if there was to be a Eurovision in I don't know if it could even be hosted in Israel at the current point, with how much there is going on there and who would even compete at that point. So I was very happy. And it's sad. I do not want to feel this way when I watch Eurovision. I do not want to feel this way, that I say, oh, I'm happy that this country lost and I'm rooting against this country. And I think maybe it would be good if they just, out of their own volition, took a break for a year. I don't think that they would do it, because why would they? But you cannot tell me that this song was the third best in the televote. It was so early in the running order. It was a mid-tempo. It is kind of, sure, catchy. You can find yourself singing it like mindlessly as you're doing like the dishes. I definitely found myself like that in the week leading up to the final, but this was not the third best. This was not even the 10th best. This was not even the 15th best. And it's just sad. And it's just off-putting. It's why are these people calling for Israel and putting them in that, like, it does not give anybody, in my opinion. And my opinion is biased, but I do not think it gives anybody the opinion, oh, there is this, everybody is secretly supporting Israel and this and this. No, it just gives the opinion of like, my God, we are so desperate and we have to hijack this competition, and it just makes everybody angry. I did not have this much of a problem with Israel competing in 24. I could see how Israel got a high televote, maybe not as high as it was in 25, but this year it's just a slap in the face. And I'm glad to see that it did not work for them, that they did not win the televote. But I wish I could talk about this and say what I think about the song and not just talk about how I'm glad that they lost. So yeah, the song, it was alright. It was a fine song. It definitely would have deserved to qualify. It definitely was not a bottom 5 kind of song. But was it the second best song in the whole competition? No. So moving on to Belgium. Belgium was fine. Boring. Could have opened the contest. She was improved from all the time since she has been chosen as Belgium's representative. Yeah, I don't know. Should she have qualified? I don't think. And would she have qualified without the jury? I don't think either. Nice girl. Beautiful gowns, boring song, deserved placement. Next up is Albania. Very, very sad. Albania should have done better. I really, really liked this. It was so emotional. And then his mother comes. I think it's his mother. Like, if it's not his mother, it would be weird to me personally, like both for the woman playing the mother and for his own mother at home, and also for him. I feel it would be weird for everybody involved. So in my head, that was his real mother reuniting with him at Eurovision, and it was it was so beautiful. It was, it just, this is what I want from a slow song at Eurovision. And I liked the staging, I liked how simple it was, but how much it was elevated by the video in the background. And why was it not in the top 10? It was a really, really nice song, and it's sad it did not do a better result. But I sent all my love to Albania, how good they have been doing in this year and in the last year when they were even better. Yeah, we can expect big things, and maybe we can go to Tirana in 2028. It would be a crazy experience, I bet. So the sixth country in the competition was Greece, and mein Gott, the haters will be incoming because I did not like Greece at all, and everybody was celebrating it so much in the pre-season leading up to the contest, and I do not. So let's talk about these like funny, silly boy songs that have, for God knows what reason, I can imagine what reasons, taken root in Eurovision so heavily. I just do not get it at all. And it was deserved. It was deserved. And I hope it will set an end to the silly boy era. The song was repetitive. The staging was overblown. It was just too much. It was just, there are funny entries in the Eurovision. Moldova had a funny entry in this year and a silly entry in this year, but it was not so much so like Greece. Like, no, how do you? And it was so clear that they were trying to capitalize off of this like Joost Klein and Baby Lasagna kind of vibe, and it just, at this point, it is honestly almost even worse than the opera hype, to get this chewed up and spit out every year by year by year. He was a nice guy. He looked endearing and not, but no, this was a no. Like, they should have just sent Asteromata again. It would have been much nicer. Everybody would have been happy with that. Especially, I could not understand why then he broke out into this theatrical jury bait moment in the middle of the song. It was not fitting, and for me it was just a weird clash of genres in a bad way, repetitive and not original, and the hype that was happening in the Eurovision fandom around this, it just made me scratch my mind. What happened that suddenly everybody is an iPad baby in the Eurovision fandom watching this and being so enamored with it. So seeing this punished in the way that it was by the jury, of course, they would not like it that much. It was 12th and then 7th in the televote, 7th. And I'm fine with that. I am not saying it was like the worst song, even though I have been like scolding about it. It was fine. You know, I would dance to it. If it runs in the club, I would dance to it. It's definitely, it has a catchy thing to it, but to win the Eurovision, to become top 2, top 3 in the Eurovision, no. So a very deserved place. 10th place, I think, is still a good result for Greece. They should be happy, and Akilas did a good job with what he had. But this is not so much a call out of Greece. This is a call out of the fandom. Like, what the fuck were you people doing in the last weeks, hyping this into the skies? And now you see what you get for it. So 7th was Ukraine. I don't have much to say about Ukraine. I think it was, I was sad when I heard that they were almost going to send Monokate, the singer of Goa, again, but then I heard the song that she was going to have, and it was not that great, to be honest. So I was not that sad, and I did not think about it very much about Ukraine this year. I thought, she was a nice girl, singing a good song, beautiful gowns. I did not think about it. And then in the semi-final, and it really got me. I think it was like beautiful. Was it memorable? Not that much. Was it exceptional? Not that much, but it was fine, and it was quality. Ukraine always delivers on the quality, and it finished in 9th, and I think it was deserved. I was surprised how much it was, how little it was appreciated by the jury. I would not have foreseen that, but it was all right. And now 8th in the running order. Mein Gott, Delta Goodrum. It was so good. It was so good. It was, I cannot believe this woman, her beauty, her radiance, her essence, how she exudes the charisma, how she lights up everything around her, how she did not win. I mean, we all kind of knew that she was not going to win. Australia is a bit, just has it harder, and yeah, but what then happened, that she would be so underappreciated by the jury, I could not have foreseen that. It was a beautiful song, and I really liked it. And normally I'm not a fan of ballads, I'm not a fan of slow songs in Eurovision very much, but Australia, they get me. Eclipse, this got me. And 10 years ago, Dami Im, Sound of Silence, that also got me. And I feel like, I hope you do not have to wait another 10 years until Australia delivers us such a banger of a power ballad, but this was just beautiful. What I did not like about the performance was the part where she's standing behind the piano before she plays it, and it's just at a weird height on her body. It makes her, I don't know, for me it made her look as if she was like cutting vegetables on the kitchen counter. It was like, it should have been lower or higher, or she should have been sitting sooner. And I mean, she was not playing that piano. Let's not lie to ourselves. That woman was not playing piano. For everybody who knows how to play piano, no, she was not. So I found it a bit kitschy, especially like there came the fucking pedestal out of the piano. So we all know she was not playing that piano. So why to include that part? I mean, 90% of the people are not going to think about it, and they're just going to think, my God, this woman, she can do everything. And she can do everything. And she deserves everything. And it's sad. I am not sure how the juries hated on this so much. Well, hated is a strong word. She was second in the jury, but I really thought I really thought, and everybody thought she would win the jury, and then she didn't. And at this point, I cannot say what was bad about her. It's just she was not the best. We know who was the best, and that was the only flaw about her. So ninth in the running order. After Australia, we had Serbia, which I found was a bit of an odd choice, but it was... I found it sad for Serbia to come right after her. They were very different, and it was a bit of a palate cleansing experience in both directions, but still, they did Serbia. They did Serbia a little bit dirty with that. I really liked it. In the beginning, during the Eurovision preseason, I did not care for it that much. I am kind of a contrarian person, I have to admit that. And the way that everybody was leeching onto it as soon as it released and saying, this is going to be the winner, this is the top 5, this is this is so good. And I was like, no, I do not care for it. What is this? Another goth gay man singing and screaming. But my God, I saw him in the semi-final and it was beautiful. I really did not think that. And I really liked all of them. Like, they mainly feature that, like, singing, screaming one. I do not know their names, sadly, but they were all like, this is why we need interviews. I need like that coffee house lady to sit in the middle of them and like ask them all like a little question. So we get to, because I do not know anything about them. And it does not seem to me like they are just like one guy and a background band. They seem to be one big band. So why did we not get to know them more during this? But I liked it. And I mean, going back to Denmark, you know, Serbia showed us how you can do eye makeup right as a man. So that's that. Yes, I found, I have to say, in the semi-final I liked it more than in the final. When I was listening to it in the final, I kind of thought like the scream at the end, it kind of comes out of nothing. It's kind of a bit random. It's a little bit disjointed. And yeah, we all know this was never going to win the contest. It's just too niche, and the people who like this kind of music, they do not watch Eurovision, do they? I honestly don't know, but I don't think they do. No, but this was a fine job what Serbia did here, and they were kind of done dirty, coming in 17th place, 13th in the televote. It just shows the televote was so focused this year on certain countries, and in another year, this would not have been 13th. This was had 52 points in the televote. It's crazy. In another year, I do not know now, I cannot say off my head in which year, but like in other years where the televote is more open, it could have had 100 points. Like Germany last year with Baller, they had 75 points in the televote. You cannot tell me that Baller was better than this. Like, this was better. I have to admit as a German. So they were great. They were charismatic, and they had a nice song and a good staging, and it's sad that they were done so dirty. Maybe if they had not been so early, if they had not been right behind Delta, they would have done better. Yes, but I liked them a lot. So next up is Malta. I will not say too much about Malta. I never got this. I never. The letter came and I did not open it. I did not receive. My God, like, is this what somebody has to do good in Eurovision? Wear a vest and show off his arms, and Yola fawning and saying, my God, he is the winner. This was another one of those crazy, oh, he's going to be the winner. Malta is going to be in what world is Malta going to, if Beauty Blender Girl serving cunt was not the winner for Malta, then Malta is surely never going to win the contest. Like, and this was just, I found it boring, I have to say, and I kind of don't like these stagings where it's like he's inside of his little carousel, and why is he not just on stage singing or interacting with like someone? Why is it like, it's like Switzerland in the last year when they are like shooting a music video on the stage? Like, it's just, isn't it so boring? Now, why am I seeing this? I can just watch a music video. I do not have to watch you make a live music video. And I feel bad for all of the people standing there in the audience, in the hall live, that spent hundreds of euros coming to Eurovision just to see like a spinning carousel, and somewhere hidden inside is a singer. No. So I did not like the staging. I did not like the song. I did not get this at all. And it was deservedly punished 21st in the televote. Yes. Yes, 8 points. That's where I would have seen it. Of course, the juries pulled this up into 11th place in the jury, 18th overall, and for sure the jury saved his ass and got him into the finals. And you can think about it what you want. I think it's clear what I think about it. And then next, what they did, I do not understand. They put Czechia. So immediately after we have this long, boring, slow ballad, we have another ballad. This one was not as boring, but not by much. I liked, he had really nice tones in it when he was singing the Crossroads, so long, it's like this long held tone was good voice, like, he's definitely a charming individual. His outfit choice, I don't know what was going on there. Like, why did he borrow like his father's old jeans shirt from the 70s? Why could they not clothe him in something nice? But it is kind of the Czechia vibe, right? They always dress their singers in these like weirdly mundane clothes. This time it worked. I think he came across as authentic, which cannot be said of everybody in this year's competition, clearly. It's not my type of music. Why are you sitting inside of your mirror cabinet? Why are you not out on stage performing to the audience that paid to be there to see you? But has to be said positively, he was sitting inside of his mirrors, and did we see just one time a cameraman? No. So Israel, take notes. It's possible. So you were not even trying to hide your cameraman. I'm gonna like start complaining about Israel again if I go into this. But Czechia, you showed us you did well. You came into the finals again. Would you have been there if I had made the choices? No. But am I mad at it? Also no. This was definitely a fine, and again, the juries loved it. The televote did not like it. But he had one more point in the televote than the Malta guy, and I think that says a lot. For me, this was the better one of the two ballads, but I do not understand why they would put them back to back. Did they have so little faith in them that they thought, we just want to get this over with? I'm not so sure what was happening there. So, and then in 12th, we have Bulgaria. Mein Gott. So I said now a couple of times that I do not like these music video setup kind of. So this started the way with this like weird my grandfather's party basement aesthetic. But it was so cute. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, I have to go back on my opinion. In this case, it's fine. I guess I can be swayed if it's just a good song. Then I can live with it. And she came out of it pretty quickly, and then she made up for it with so much energy in the middle of the crowd and just dancing and being wild. And this girl, she just has so much charisma, Dara. She is so cute and she is stunning, and she definitely deserved it. She made all of Bulgaria proud, and I cannot believe Bulgaria winning Eurovision just as a concept. It's so absurd, but I'm very happy about it. I think we all like an underdog, and this was, I always liked the song when I was hearing it, but I never gave so much thought about it, I have to say. Not even in the semi-final. But as I said, I was in the bar watching Eurovision, and when the Eurovision was done and we started dancing, mein Gott, and this was playing and I was dancing and shaking my hips to it, I completely got it. And I thank all of those 18 to 25-year-olds in the national juries that gave this high marks, most likely. I thank all of your iPad child, brain-rotted brains for voting this highly, because this is of the essence of the moment. This sounds fresh, current. It's wonderful. It's a good song, and I'm really happy that this won. It was a great staging. It was innovative. Well, was it? A little bit, with the spinning ground and so on. But for all of you who do not know, watch the rehearsal. The ground is not fucking spinning. They are spinning the room, and she's just sitting on the chairs, and they are spinning the camera and the room around them to make it look like the ground spins. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So I sadly saw it, and I could not unsee it. But it's fine. And Yeah, so I mean, I have no notes. Clearly, this was the best in the jury, wild, and the best in the televote. Not hard to see why. Um, yes, it was great. I mean, I do not have. Do I have anything negative to say about it? I've been just saying so many nice things about it. Yeah, those ugly masks that they were wearing in the beginning. I think there was some kind of like meaning to why they were wearing them, but to me they just looked so creepy and hideous. Why would you do that to yourself to look like that on national television, international television? I do not understand. Like maybe they just wanted to enhance even more how beautiful she is, and they succeeded. It was really good. So moving on, in the ungrateful position of coming right after Bulgaria, it was Croatia, and in the semi-final, I loved it. It was so good during the semi-final. Not immediately behind Bulgaria. Tonight, to have it directly after Bulgaria, it was just just in the contrast, it just was not the same. It was, if they had a different slot in the running order, it would have been better. I did not like it going into the preseason and hearing it, because for me it is just, again, one of these tired ass tropes that we are getting into in Eurovision, this like witchy female nature choir like that we had last year with Latvia, that we had with Czechia with My Sister's Crown in, I think it was 23 or 24. So for me in the preseason, I was just like, mein Gott, can you not be original? What is this? I do not want to see like the monkey witch ladies from Latvia again, but they were not like, they were different enough, and it was much more epic. It was not so much focused on the voice as it was in Latvia, where they had just these beautiful harmonies. It was more like this like epic feel, and I was like, yes, mein Gott, I am ready to be sacrificed to your pagan gods when I heard it in the semifinal. Tonight in the final, it did not blow me away as much. I heard it, I saw it in the semifinal, where it really, I think it's just one of these like moments that you can only have once, and then you have it again, and you already saw it. This is what I feel about Croatia. If you like it, it's definitely not bad. And what placement did they get? 15th. That's fine. And like, it was pretty unanimous. 16th in the jury, 12th in the televote. Crazy it did so bad with the jury. I would have thought that this would be higher in the jury than in the televote, and it's not. That's confusing. I'm not quite sure why, but maybe it's less focused on the vocal quality than last year Latvia was. So maybe that's why the jury did not reward it as highly. But it was definitely not bad. It was epic, and it was a good entry for Croatia, and I'm happy they did pretty fine. And then after that, mein Gott, United Kingdom. So first of all, I have to say, of course, as a German, thank you very, very much to the United Kingdom for sending such a shit show to Eurovision that I could safely relax in my chair during preseason, knowing that we would not come into last place, because mein Gott. I mean, this guy, first of all, he looks so British in the worst possible way. And if you're gonna come on Eurovision, step onto the stage and you're gonna say 1, 2, 3, and you do not say tanzen afterwards. Do not say 1, 2, 3 in the first place. And to devote fucking 10% of your lyrics just to explaining why you are saying 1, 2, 3 in German. Bonkers. Completely ridiculous. And people saying that this would be like, this is the dark horse of the competition, and it's going to be like 15th place. No. I think it was clear to all of us what would happen when we saw it. We were all glad that our countries were spared. And United Kingdom, what is going on with you people? Like, are you not the forefront of, like, are you not the home of Dua Lipa? Can you just not send Dua Lipa? Like, please, or send anyone. I don't know. Send Paul McCartney. I don't know at this point. Like, just send anyone. Just send Sam Ryder again. You know, I don't know. I kind of, I kind of enjoy shitting on the UK because I'm happy always when it's being shit on the UK. People are not shitting on Germany in the same moment, but I would kind of want them to do better. I want the UK to become like one of these like middle of the pack countries, and they are just not. And it seems like they were not really trying. They were again trying to get into the silly boy niche, but even worse because they did it in such a British way, and it showed. It was deservedly 0 points in the televote, and I'm sure it was 20th on average in all of the countries. I don't think it came even close to being in the top 10. And who gave it the 1 point in the jury? I do not know. Was it Australia or like I would say Ireland, but they are not even there. Yeah, so I mean, you know, the guy, sad for him, but also funny for him. I mean, it's iconic. And I think if you're a Brit, you know what will happen to you if you dare to enter Eurovision. So he's probably not going to be sad. And yes, it was just not a good song. And yes, deserved. So then France, mein Gott. I have so much to say about France. Again, people saying in the preseason, this is going to be the winner of the Eurovision. This is the top 3 of the Eurovision. What? No. France, for me, I hated this. Capital H, hated this so much. I have to say, Monroe, beautiful, talented, good voice, great. No hate for her. Just whoever selected this song, wrote this song, came up with the staging, came up, because it cannot have been all her, and I found it so inauthentic again, and it was just so pick-me. France, what is happening with you that you have become this pick-me country in the Eurovision? Yes, you want to host the Eurovision. Everybody wants to host the Eurovision. Everybody wants it, except for like the countries that have no fucking money. But we all want to win Eurovision. We just don't rub it into people's faces all of the time how much we want to. And like, this song was named fucking Regarde-moi. Do you know what that means? It means look at me. It's literally called Pick Me. The song is called Pick Me. It's the most pick me, jury pick me, I can sing high notes kind of a song. And no, this like, I believe like this girl was like cloned in a lab somewhere in the catacombs of Paris, and this song was like written by like 50 like super AIs in the hopes of winning Eurovision, and it didn't. Because it just doesn't work. And it showed in the televote. This was so low. How low was this in televote? It didn't even make the top 10. It didn't. It made 11th place, 18th in the televote, and 4th in the jury, and completely deserved. It's exactly this idea of like, I have not liked what France has been doing, I have to admit, and many people like it. And I'm not saying those people are wrong, but I do not agree with them. I did not like the Barbara Pravi in 2021. I did not like the diarrhea shitting herself girl last year. And I did not like this. And this for me was even more offensive because it was this like opera, but on the Disney Channel in the worst fucking way. It did not click at all. What she was singing about and how she was singing about it. And if you read the text, it's about like falling in love for the first time, but then why is it so dramatic and so fine? And she's like, this is what love is. And I'm sorry, how do you know what love is? Monroe, you're a 17-year-old. Did she even write this song? It just gives me these like hand puppet vibes of we're making her say something that like some grown people wrote, and it just comes across as inauthentic to me. I'm sorry, you cannot be singing about fully developed frontal cortex kind of things in a song when you are 17. You should be singing about like having a great time with your friends, or going to a party, or I don't know, tearing down the roof, or even like, I mean, you can sing about deep things, you can sing about like sad things, of course, when you are 17, but please do it in a believable way and not in this like Hermione Granger, Zendaya on the Disney Channel kind of way. It's just inauthentic, and I did not like it at all. France, what are you doing? Just send Twin Twin. Like, do you remember Twin Twin in 2014, the Moustache guys? They came in last place. And if they sent them now, I say always I hate the silly boys, but damn, those silly boys, like, if they sent them now with Moustache, they would be beloved. Europe was not ready back then, and now it's a bit late. They were already back then mutton dressed as lamb, so now if they come on the stage, it will just be a bit eerie. But maybe Twin Twin, 2027 or something like that. Or just send us like just send us some like rappers from the banlieue or something authentic. And why was the like second word that she said in the song Paris? Why do you always have to mention Paris? France, please, you are more than just like baguette and ho ho ho. You are so much more. And I believe this is politically motivated. I believe Macron is like chokeholding their broadcaster, trying to get the Eurovision to Paris, like he had the Olympic Games in Paris recently. And it's just not going to work. Europe does not buy it. It's just not. We want a real song. We do not want this like lab creation that you send. And again, no hate to Monroe. She's a really talented girl. I feel like she should have competed with this in the Junior Eurovision. And immediately after her song, they do this like ad break where they are showing like the winner of the Junior Eurovision, who was from France and whose song was exactly the same as Regard, and it won. And it was just so telling to me. And, you know, a talented girl, a beautiful voice. Was it a good performance? Yes, it was a good performance. It was a clean performance. It was a clean voice. It was a clean song. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just this like meme, this like, hello, fellow youths, how are you doing? No, friends, no. Just get a life, get a soul, get a personality. Get a national selection. I don't even know if they have one, but like if you have one, make it better. Just send us some real people with a real song that has a meaning, or just people that want to have fun. But do not send us this like ho 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 chanson. We can sing so good. Ho ho ho. It's not working. It's not working. And I just hope and pray that France is not gonna do something like this again in the next year and finally learn a lesson. We do not want your diarrhea shit, girl. We do not want your singing in the sand, cringy movements kind of. We just want a normal, please. Just send us a normal song, friends. I have never in my life yelled at a country like this. Learn something from this, friends. If you liked this, good for you. Somebody has to. Next up was Moldova. So Moldova. See, like this is how you do authentic while representing your country, just for the sake of representing your country. And I mean, it works in the favor of Moldova that none of us know anything about Moldova. I mean, a little bit, but not to the degree that we know about France. But, you know, they were just shouting Moldova for 3 minutes, again and again and again. And we were eating it up. It was so good. It was fun. I liked the shaky cameras. I liked the color scheme in blue and yellow and red. I liked the girl with the giant dress. I liked that they had a little band in the background. Like, he was so endearing and sympathetic. It was really great, and it's a banger. And if it comes up in the club, I'm not going to request it from the DJ, but I will definitely like shake my hips to the song. It was great, and I liked this little like cute graphic in the background. This was Moldova. Really, they deliver each time, and it's so deserved. And I just hope that they will win sometime. It will be so cute. Maybe I think it will take a few more years. But I mean, us young people, we all love Moldova so much. So when the older people do not know how to turn on the television anymore, it will be our time, and we can put Moldova in the winner spot where they deserve to be. And what I also liked about Moldova, this was good about the running order. It was not all bad. What was good was it came after the ad break. And it was so refreshing. It was really like it gave you this like fresh start into the second half of the competition. That was really, really done well. They kicked off the second half of the competition in a really, really good way. Like not exactly the second half, but I really liked it. And they were sort of the like opener to Finland. I think that was how they envisioned it. And mein Gott. So let's talk about Finland. How it must hurt to be a Finnish person today. If any Finnish person is listening to this, you have my compassion. Bro, to have been hyped up to such a degree for 2 months, and for this all to happen, and to come crashing down so bad, so embarrassingly, really, like 6th place, 5th in the jury, 8th in the televote. It's, the pain, mein Gott. I did not think I thought this was going to win. I did not want this to win. I have to be honest. I did not like this song very much. But I was like, okay, sure, this is going to win. It's not offensively bad. I'm fine with it winning. And I just set my mind to this was going to win the competition. And it was crazy. So to anybody who bet any money on Finland, don't bet. So for the song, I did not connect with it much. I did not like it. In the preseason, I'm this contrarian person, and with how everybody was hyping this up so much, and I was just like, why is this being hyped? When I heard it for the first time in the semifinal, I just did not get it. For me, it is hard to get into the song, into the structure of the song. Normally in a song, you have like verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge. You know, you this structure that most modern music is based on, and our brains always like are able to just unconsciously switch into it immediately, and we know what to expect, and I feel like this song was kind of subverting it, because the verse and the chorus, it did not have such a stark difference in like intensity so much. It was very much like flat in that sense. It just went on and on and on for 3 minutes. And I was just listening for the first time, and I just didn't get it. I found it hard to, maybe I'm lobotomized, I'm sorry, but I just could not get into it. And listening to it tonight in the final, I did get it then. Like, I was like, yes, okay, here's the chorus, here's the verse. I understood it, and I liked it more, but I was just like, why is this the projected winner? The whole time I did not understand it, why this was gonna be winning. First of all, like, it's a fine song, it's a clean song, but for me it just doesn't stand out in that way. It just doesn't shake me in that way. It doesn't touch me in that way. Like, sure, it's about like, what is it, like divorce and like broken heart. Sure, we can all connect with that, but not if it's in fucking Finnish. I'm sorry. Like, you can't. Why do they not sing the last verse sing the last chorus in English, and we can connect with it? Of course, like we like when it's in their like own language. That always has like a certain charm to it. But in this case, for me, it made it like kind of hard. I think for many people, it was hard to connect with this song. It was like, what is going on? Why is there this like? I didn't even get he was in a confession booth. I just thought he was like at home in like his room, and his room is on fire. And I was like, why does he have like this like iron fence in front of his like window? I don't know. Does he live like in a dangerous area? Is this like safety measure? I just was confused by it. And then she is like so far away from him, and in the end, and it's just like and what people were saying, like, oh, she is the first person to play the violin completely live and not from the... Yes, but did it sound any different? Did you hear any difference? Would anybody know? First of all, I was shook that our darling Alexander Rybak was not playing the violin in 2009. But no, that is not the selling point. And then it's like, oh, he's singing the highest note in the whole of the Eurovision. But did you hear it? I personally could not hear it, because like the background music and the violin was completely overshadowing it. Like, sure, I can also turn off my microphone and pretend I sang the highest note. No, of course, probably he did, but there would have been a way to feature it in some way that people know it. And it's just, yeah, I think this was like some sort of like mass delusion going on, self-fulfilling prophecy feedback loop, that everybody like probably just like one guy really loudly, like in caps lock, tweeted about this when it came out, and everybody just sort of like was like, yeah, he's right, and it's just everybody kept repeating and shouting back to each other and saying this has a 50% chance of winning in the contest and does not even crack the top 5. I do not want to be these people going to bed tonight with what happened. I mean, they can be happy. They did a good result, but it's just sad. And I think it's just like the time where we could predict what happens in Eurovision is over. Due to, for example, also how like there's this interference with the way in which people would naturally vote. But like last year was the same. Everybody was saying Sweden is going to win. Sweden. And what is? Sweden is not even a top 3. And probably like... next year, it will probably be the same again. People will say somebody is for sure going to win, and they are for sure not winning. But, I mean, we never know. Yeah, and, you know, it was fine. She was stunning. He was also, like, handsome man. They kind of had this vibe of like this couple that invites you to a drink. I don't know. They had kind of this like baking bread, sitting on the chair kind of vibe. But maybe that's just me, like, with my dirty mind. I don't know if other people also thought this way. No, but in general, Finland, hey, we all hype ourselves up sometimes and completely fall on our faces. So, and what do then? We stand up again and we keep going. And Finland will keep going and maybe just send Erika Wigman again. Maybe that will do the trick. So then after that was Poland. Mein God, how nice they were. How really, like, what these Finnish people did to the producers. Sitting on the chair. I will just say it again, because to put Poland immediately after them, that was... They did them some favors there. And it did not even work out. No, but Poland, I cannot say much about Poland. Should it have qualified? Yes. Based on her impressive vocal, it should have qualified. And based on the way that she was doing this, like going up and down with her voice. Yeah. But do I get the song? No, I do not get what this song is about. It's like about like praying, but also about making a lot of money and being a strong, independent woman. I don't know. If I'm a strong, independent woman, I would not need to pray because I would be strong and independent. But she might know that better than me because she's actually a woman. What I liked about her was just this like Beyonce vibe. I don't know. I do not want to like put her in a box, but like her voice just gives me this like Beyonce kind of energy. Yeah. And the staging, people said the staging is so good. Blah, 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 blah. And the staging was confusing as hell. Like what did that have to do with praying, being a strong, independent woman? Like, because you can stand on a tilted stage and all the men are sliding down? Is that what, like, I'm sorry. It was just disjointed. Not so good. I did not like it that much, and I would not have been sad if it had not qualified, but I'm also not angry that it did. So after that we had Lithuania. Mein Gott. No, Lithuania. This was for me again one of these, like, why is the fandom hyping up all of these horrible songs? This was so bad. It was bad already in the semi-final. It was bad in the final again. He has a good voice, but why is he intentionally not singing in the same, not in the same tone as the background music? Is he intentionally singing off key? Because if he is, that shit is too meta for me. And clearly it is too meta for the audience and even for the jury. Like, what was this? 23rd in the jury. It was even better in the televote than it was in the jury. Was it really? It was. My God. I mean, good for the Tin Man to experience all of that. But again, again, these like silly boy lyrics, like, oh, when he's singing like, oh, I'm gonna insert subtitles. No. We do not need this whole like meta commentary whoop-de-da-de-doo. We do not need it. And this for me was just a stolen participation that could have went to a talented country that did not make it into the end. Yeah. Also, why did he not keep on the paint until the end? And when Lithuania got their points, suddenly he was just a regular dude, and I was even like, where's the Tin Man? Why are they... Who is there receiving these points? I did not get it until he was off camera, and I thought about what was happening. Yeah, no. And sad, Lithuania, you're such a like quality country, quality Eurovision, and this for me was... It was of some quality, is what I'm gonna say. And then after that, this end was kind of like janky. These like last 6 songs, it's a bit of a up and down. In general, this whole order, it feels kind of weird. People have analyzed it. It just feels kind of weird. Normally, the end of a Eurovision feels like so epic and so on, but here it was kind of up and down. So next up is Sweden. This hurts. This hurts me, but my God, this must hurt every person in Sweden. How the mighty have fallen. What did they? 20th place. 35 jury points, 16 from the televote. Mein Gott, Sweden. You know, as soon as that girl comes back to Sweden, Petra Mede is gonna like await her with the axe. If I was her, I would just stay in Vienna. I would not I would not put my foot even in Denmark just to be sure. Like, it's sad. I really liked her. I liked her, like, I was a bit off-put by her, like, mask vibe. I wish it would have been, like, explained a bit. I was reading into it, and I read somewhere that, like, she does it because she has social anxiety. Sure, why not? Why not explain it, though? Yeah, the song, great. I like the song. I danced to the song. I danced to the song already in the preseason, in the club, and it's a really nice song. I really like it. The problem is, it's kind of just the electric part that's so good. You know, it's kind of the, like, when the bass and the laser and the everything and the dancing, that's like, yes, just make that into a 3-minute song. But at that point, like, why is she even on stage? Like, was she singing? She had, like, the couple of notes where she was, like, high and long and strong notes, good voice. Yes, that was good. But in between that, her voice was also kind of janky. In the semifinal, it was jankier than tonight. And it has been like this the whole time. Remember in her... in Melody Festival, and everybody was saying, ooh, tonight she was not so good because she was sick, but she will be much better. But was she? Sure, she was better, but was she much better? I don't know. I did not expect this at all, though. I really thought, mein God, like, what are the Swedes doing to these producers? Like, are they, like, making these producers so happy that they get put so late in the running order, and so many people were seething over it, which I found even better. And I'm just a Sweden enjoyer in Eurovision. I just do not get all this Sweden hate. Like, if it's quality, it's quality. And this was quality. So what the fuck happened? I'm sad about this. I think maybe it was hard to connect. Maybe it was hard to connect with her as a person through the mask and through the glasses. Maybe it was just not vocally impressive enough, because it was very focused on the dance breaks. Like, yeah, all of the young jury members were already so tied up in the bangaranga that they did not. Maybe it was just that it just got lost in the mix a bit. There was bangaranga, there was Romania, there was, like, the young cool niche was already pretty filled out, and it just fell out of conversation. But mein God, like, what the people were saying, like, how stupid do we feel now? Like, Finland and Sweden and France are going to battle it out for the top 3. Like, do you feel stupid now? Like, do you wake up and look in the mirror and say to yourself, mein Gott, how innocent, naive. Yeah, very sad. And I hope it will not stop her from being a musician, maybe even coming back to Eurovision, because I think, like, this spirit of music that she has, I like it. I will get more into her music, and I hope it will not mess with Sweden too much, that they start sending us next year, like, some, like, generic ballad kind of music. I want Sweden to stay Sweden. And, you know, this is like, you can't always win. Gryffindor doesn't always win in Quidditch, and Sweden doesn't always do good in Eurovision. It's just the way that it is. And Felicia did a great job. And so, but then after that, we had Cyprus. My God, like, how much they were helping Sweden, putting her so late, putting Cyprus immediately after her, and then Cyprus even did better. That's, like, the worst part. Cyprus was 1 place above her, but with 24 more points. Cyprus, I will not say too much about it. I did not like it. I knew from the beginning of the preseason this was going to qualify based on the word Yala, so, which is fine. Like, it's fine, and the studio music video version of it was completely fine. But my God, this woman live. No, not even singing, not even articulating the words, and she qualified over such good songs. And from her result, she must have had also a good jury during the semi-final. I do not know the detailed results yet, but I don't know, to me it was just bland. And I saw this and I thought, Germany's gonna do better than this, right? Like, we are both doing the, like, fire, swing your hips girl kind of choreo party. No, this did better. But it did better than Sweden. That's the saddest part. That's the saddest part about this. Mein Gott. And, yeah, no, but Antigone, run with it, honestly. I'm not bothered by her coming in 19th. Deserve it. And, yeah, she came into the final on the grace of her shiny bronze abs that she presented to us. And then, yeah, this is this up and down that I'm saying. Then we have Italy. Italy was so good. I really liked Italy this year. It was just giving me such a nostalgic vibe in the best way. For me, it sounds kind of like an anime opening. Like, I don't know if you can get into this vibe, but if there is an anime that starts with Per Semplici, I will watch that anime just for watching that intro again and again and again. It was really nice. I did not like the staging as much. I thought like Italy flag was a bit tacky, and yeah, but it was just really it was just clean, good, touching. He was a nice, sweet man, doesn't even speak English. How endearing. And he almost had like a nervous breakdown, dying on stage, full of emotion after he performed in the final. It was so cute. It was, mein Gott, it was really nice. And Italy, very deserved, good placement. What was he? Was he in the top 5? Yes, he was 5th and deserved. It was really nice. And all the people in Italy, you just keep doing what you are doing. Like France, you need to take like more than just a couple of notes. Like Italy is doing their own country, essence of Italy, authentic and clean, good songs. They are doing all the things that France like kind of wants to do, but then like just doesn't do. And I always enjoy Italy every year. And even if I don't enjoy them, I still enjoy them because they just deliver. So, and then we move on to the third last. It was Norway, another one that I did not get at all. And judging by his televote, I'm guessing I'm not the only person who did not get this. Yeah, I don't know. To sing yeah. This, I don't know. They could have sent Alexander Rybak. He was in the running. And they did not send him. And they sent this. And then it didn't even do that bad. It came 14th. I do not know what was going on with the jury. Like, do the jury normally the juries are like, we like vocal range, we like instruments, we like native language, we like ambitious staging. There was none of it. Just a guy thinking that he's Freddie Mercury, dancing around crazily, singing yeah. I do have to say, what I like about it was it kind of has like a bit of an epic concert rock kind of an energy. That was nice, and I think especially with the song coming after it very much felt like the pre-band. So if that was the lineup at a concert I would have to pay money for, to see Norway and then Romania, and Norway as the pre-band, I would do it, because like he's definitely like, he gets energy into the room. Why was he not opening the show? Why was he not first person? If Norway had opened the show, would have been brilliant. Everybody would have loved that. To shove them into the end like that, I don't know. They were trying to help them in the televote, and clearly it did not work. Like, it did not connect with the people. I think people at home are just, I don't know. Maybe it just got lost in the shuffle. People were not running to their phone to vote for something that was texted in 15 seconds on a dirty napkin, you know. But following after it was Romania. Mein Gott, I did not think I would love it as much as I loved it. I only listened for it for the first time during the semi-final, except for like these little snippets, like the whole, like it was just great. I'm sad she did not win. I really thought that she could win. But Romania can be so happy and so proud, and with how she was like ostracized by the press for this song, it was so great, and it was daring, and my God, like Lady Gaga, it was so good. It was the staging of it, and with these like little like light bands, I really enjoyed this, and I danced to this in the club when it was coming, and I loved it. It's such a good energy. Like, every gay bar will want to play the song, and she's so fancy. What I didn't get again, so the song is credited to be just by her, by Alexandra, but in her postcard it was her and like these like 5 guys that were with her on the stage. So I do not get, is Alexandra Capitanescu, is that the person? I think it's the person, it's just the name of the person, but is that also the name of her band? Why are they not a band? Why do they not have a band name? Why were they all in the postcard? Like, I don't know, other people are not in the postcard together with their background singers, so why is she? That part I found a bit weird, and again, that would have been a good opportunity to interview and inquire about that, or just learn anything about her. But yeah, mein Gott, she had like a chokehold on all of us when she was performing, and she was so good. And yeah, just the way that we were saying, oh, Finland is going to do better than this. No. In what world would Finland have done better than this? Like, Romania, this has like a viewpoint, this has an edge, this has a beat, this has a rhythm, this has so many good qualities. And it was beautiful, a beautiful song. And I really enjoyed it. And I just wish her all the best. And maybe she can come back next year. Like, she can just go through the whole like library of like things, like she will have like Whip Me and Hit Me and everything like that. Yes, every year she should come back and do something like that, because it was such a spectacle and was really a great song. And then closing the show, Austria. Well, I mean, I do not want to kick a man while he's down, but I did not like this. I don't think they tried to win with this. Why could his dancers not lay in the correct shapes on the ground? Like, it was already bad in the semi-final where like 2 of them were not managing. Now in the final, none of them were suddenly managing. Like, maybe they should have done it like a less hard to get choreography, and it would have worked out better for them. Yeah, it's a fine song. It's a bit slow and it needed a bit more. It's kind of acoustic rock, but it should just be like pop, techno pop, something like that. Then it would be better and like a bit more synth and there was potential to make this better. What I did not like about Austria though was his attitude when they were interviewing him in the second semi-final, and he was talking about how he wrote the song because he felt inspired when he went to the club and nobody there was dancing, and so he feels the need that people should get a license to enter into the club. Like, no, what kind of clubs are you going to where this is the situation? And even if it is the case, what do you even care? If I go into the club, I'm not thinking to myself, oh, those people are not dancing over there. I think about myself, the people that I'm with, the music, and I just dance and have fun. And I don't care about all of the other people, because I'm not there for the other people. I'm there to have fun by myself or with my friends. And this, like, I do not go into the club expecting other people to put on a show for me and to like dance in some way. I do not care. They can all not dance. They can all just stay home. I mean, I want some people there so that it's not empty, but I don't care if they dance or not dance. And I don't know. It just gave me this like performative male soft boy kind of no. And am I even gonna say he deservedly got into the second to last? Like, nobody said that this was going to do good. He knew this was not going to do good. Everybody was like, yes, sure, do your thing and then get off the stage. And he must have had fun. But I don't have anything nice to say other than that. So before we get into discussing the results, let's give a brief honorable mention to all the great countries who did not qualify. Ordered in how sad was I that they did not qualify. So I was not sad at all about Portugal. Boring as hell. Portugal, what is going on? Like, do you not have pop singers in your country? Can you not just send a normal song once? Does it always have to be like some kind of like cheap wedding band you collected off the road on the way to Eurovision? I don't think. And I mean, they had a good song with the girl dressed in white, 23 or 24, what was it? That was a good song, but this, no. And people saying this would qualify. I was so scared that it might, and I'm happy that it didn't. I was also not sad at all about Luxembourg. Was just, no, please stop sending us some like virginal sacrifice girls. It's getting boring. Do you not have men in your country? Do you not have bands in your country? Why does it always have to be some like Hermione Granger type of like girl singing some like pretty song? And this was just boring. Like, what does Mother Nature even know? Did she ever tell us? No, she didn't. And that's that. So I was a little bit sad that Estonia did not qualify, actually. You know, I'm in my late 20s, so I'm kind of a wine mom myself. And I really thought that the wine moms of Europe would rise up for this and put this into the final. Because, I don't know, it made me in the beginning of the preseason, before they released the rock version, I was just like happily dunking on it together with everybody else. But then I listened to it and I was like, I cannot dunk on this. It's kind of slaps. Like, yeah, it's too epic to be true. If this comes up in the club, I'm dancing. I'm grabbing my boyfriend and I'm dancing with him because it is too epic to be true. Like, I don't know. Definitely. And I mean, sure, Boston's ever going to qualify if the stars aligned in a very good way. And I mean, they didn't. They did them dirty though. Why did they have like a random camera shot of like the floor in the 10th row? That was weird. I don't know if it's still up in the original. In the live stream, it was definitely visible, and it was weird why they did that, if that was intentional or not. So, yeah, Estonia, try better next year. Send a proper song next year. So then also there was San Marino. Was I sad? No, I was not sad about this not qualifying because of the boy George there, who's just like, please stop digging up some like fossils and sending them to Eurovision in such a manner. It's just embarrassing. And is he paid by the word? What was going on there? It was kind of slapping. Like, Senny should have just done it alone, and it would have probably done better. Was it Adrenalina? No, it was not as good as Adrenalina. Yeah, but it was not offensively bad. Like, the way that people were dunking on it, not that much. But yeah, I did not miss it much during the final. So then Azerbaijan, I'm a little bit sad. It shows us how far Eurovision has come, because imagine this song in 28, 29, 2012. The people of Europe would have ate this up back then. Like this like emotional, slow ballad. People would have loved that back then, and that now it's just falling by the wayside. It just shows the power creep that has happened in Eurovision, that this is not up to standard anymore. But she's so endearing and cute, like, mein Gott, a Bussi to Baku. This was just a cute song, and I feel bad for her, how people were dunking on her so much. So then Montenegro, people might be shocked how unsad I was. I was definitely sad about this. Like, this was a good song. Lady Gaga, gay vampire, lesbian action. This was just clean, good song, and it should have definitely qualified over some other countries in the semi-final. Like, who was in semi-final? Yeah, the Tin Man. Please do not tell me that you would rather see the Tin Man in the final than this. Clearly not. And it's sad. I feel bad for Montenegro, because they try, and I cannot tell you what was exactly the problem here, but if it had been Sweden, it would have qualified. Like, it's clearly people are just like, and Montenegro, what was happening there? They were in the semi-final together with Croatia, with Serbia. Was that not enough? Was that not enough to get just like 40 points for free from them? Like, because of course the 12 they would give to each other most likely, but I don't know what happened there. Maybe some shady things will come out when we see the full semi-final result. Most likely Montenegro suffered the most from the juries being there. If it had been only televote, she would have safely qualified. But, the jury pushing up like the Tin Man and some other songs that just really hurt Montenegro, because it was not that much of a jury song. And then I was definitely sad about Georgia, I have to say. I have a soft spot for Georgia, and this song was a fucking banger. It was so good, and what did they do with it? It just pains me. Like, were they like a good group? Like, they were cute. They had this whole lore that they were in the junior Eurovision, but now like only one of them, like the guy, was the only one who still did music professionally, and it kind of showed. Like, the one girl, like the one girl was like happy, trying to keep up as good as she could. The other one just looked like she was like a victim of human trafficking, and they could have done so much with the staging. They could have at least done the exact same staging, just the three of them, and their weird computer graphics behind them, but not had them like showing so many wide shots, just emphasizing how empty the stage is. We do not like this was 1,000% a political thing. Georgia's government has been getting closer to Russia and further away from Europe, whereas the Georgian people, especially the young people of Georgia, they are very pro-Europe and pro-EU. So I think this was political. they sent somebody that you could reasonably say had a shot at doing good in the Eurovision, so that they can say, like, yes, formally we took part in Eurovision. But actually they do not give a fuck about Eurovision. They do not put money into Eurovision, and they do not care if they do good or bad in Eurovision. And that's just until they have a different government in Georgia. I do not think they will come back to the heights that they had in the late 2000s when they entered into the competition, which is sad. I would really like to see them do good, but it's not happening yet. And then we had Armenia, again, another one where I was really sad, and I did think that he would qualify. I don't know, it's just a good song. I like it. He's more a dancer than a singer, but that did not stop Antigone from qualifying. Especially I like the part where it's like the white light squares and they're dancing, and it's like stroboscopic light. It just looks so good, and they were doing the most with this staging. It's sad. I think it should have qualified, and I'm especially sad none of the Caucasus countries managed. Like, Armenia was probably the most likely, in that they didn't. They were lacking in this final, that none of them managed. So then it is Switzerland, another one that I discounted a lot, but was very surprised about it when I saw it live, and it was so emotional. It was really good, and I thought it has like enough mainstream kind of a pop appeal, but maybe it was a bit dated in the sound. Maybe it was a bit like it should have come, I don't know, had it been 10 years earlier, maybe it would have done better. It's a bit not the time anymore where we hear songs of this kind in the radio all of the time like we used to in the 10s. That might be it, that it's just a bit like dated, but it was so emotional, her whole performance, and I liked that. And it was sad that she did not qualify, and people were rightfully angry about it. But the most sad, I'm definitely about Latvia. It was beautiful, it was touching, made me emotional with the glass and the whole meaning of it, about like the alcoholism of her father and all of that, and these tones that she was singing, like so ethereal, like a voice of an angel coming down from the heavens into our television. It was so good, and she was such a nice, lovely person, representing her country really well. And for her not to qualify, it's just a shame. And with the juries being there, how did it happen? Did the juries not like this? Did the juries say this was a stunning vocal performance, but Malta was wearing a sleeveless t-shirt? What happened there? Like, I'm very saddened by this, and I think many people were. But we do have to say it was great. The second semi-final was crazily enough the better one. When before everybody was saying, oh, the first one is the strong one, and so on and so on, and the second one being the open one, but the second one was better. The second one had the better songs. If you look at like the end result, the second one had all of the good songs, and the first one, it has like fallen by the wayside. It's crazy to think about it. So maybe that's why so many of the songs that we would have liked to see did not make it from the second semi-final into the final. So that's enough about those songs that did not make it. So let's briefly talk about the results of the competition. So now it's the next day, and we have some more detailed information about the whole judging. And I just want to give some closing thoughts on what went down there. So I think we can see that it's generally good for the contest to have the juries in the semi-final, because even though it will lead to some countries not getting through that otherwise would get through in the final itself, it leads to there being more countries that the juries latch onto and them spreading out their points more. So the result in total feels less forced through by the jury, which we can see in these countries like Denmark, France, that were also a bit less, Czechia and Malta, that were pushed through by the jury into higher placements, whereas in the last year we had only like Austria, France, Switzerland, and the juries were just pooling all of their 12 points into them. Just crazy also how many of the juries gave Bulgaria 12 points. Like, it was only 4, I think. Yeah, 4 juries, but that's still a lot. I would not have even thought one jury would give them 12 points, maybe like one. And it's not even geographically close juries that gave them 12 points. It was Lithuania, Denmark, Australia, and Malta. When we are looking now at the results of the semi-finals that have been published since, and we can also see pretty much what happened in the grand final also happened in the semi-final. Like in semi-final 1, Israel took the first spot. Poland, for whatever reason, took the second one. Finland was only third, and Greece was in 7th. So goddamn, imagine being one of those producers who already knew in advance what was going to happen and seeing everybody hyping Finland and Greece and just knowing, or you just wait until Saturday and you will have a rude awakening. I bet those producers had to tape their mouths shut with literal gaffer tape to not spill anything. But when we see now this year, we had the juries again in the semi-final, and had they not been there, actually, the countries that would not have qualified from semi-final one, it was Belgium, okay, sure, we can all agree on that, and Sweden. Sweden only got 17 points from the televote, and they got 79 from the jury in the semi-final one. Can you imagine how Sweden would have just deleted itself from the map if they had not made it through the semi-final, even into the final? I'm glad that the juries helped them out. I would not have wanted Felicia to be eliminated already in the semi-final. And then the countries that would have gotten through was Montenegro, which makes us all very happy, and Estonia. Can you believe it? I said that the wine moms would raise up, and the wine moms, they showed up. They voted like crazy, and they almost got Estonia into the grand final, which nobody would have expected. And had it happened, it would have been the funniest thing ever. So it's kind of sad that it didn't happen. When we are looking at the results of the semi-final too, we can see again the same trend. Like Bulgaria and Romania, they took the top spots there, and Australia, who was projected to win that semi-final, they only came in third. So again, same thing. And the real crime was poor Switzerland, who came 9th in the jury and 9th in the televote during the semi-final, but in combined ranking only came 11th, and so they did not make it. And they are actually the only country that would have entered. And they are actually the only country that would have entered had it been an only televote ranking. So they would have been qualified instead of Czechia then. I would have preferred that. I would have preferred Switzerland over Czechia in the final. But, it is what it is. And I think overall it's better for the contest to have the jury already in the semi-final, so that we have more jury-friendly songs going through, and then the jury doesn't have to cling onto 3 or 4 songs in the final and dominate the end result as it has been in the last couple of years. I think it's better for all of the people. Also, in general, do you remember the time when we had the regular system and it was not split up and nobody ever complained about the juries back then? I think, honestly, it really came to a boil in the whole tattoo and cha-cha-cha year, where everybody was hating on the juries so much. If it had been a combined voting and we did not have the split up, what did the jury say, what did the televote say, then people would not have been hating so much on that year. And you can see other years where it was pretty split, and people did not care in those years that the jury and the televote were split, because we just didn't know about it. And honestly, maybe we were happier for it. So I'm very happy with the result of Bulgaria winning both the jury unexpectedly, in my opinion, and the televote also unexpectedly, in my opinion. And we can see that Israel's hijacking the televote strategy did not work out as good this time, which is positive to see. So they only got 12 points from the public in France, Azerbaijan, Germany, Switzerland, as well as Portugal and Finland. So the first 4, you can explain why they would give 12 points to Israel based on more than just the merit of the song in a reasonable way. Portugal and Finland, for me, is a bit of outliers, but they are also kind of smaller countries. So we see it still takes into effect, just not as much anymore. And then you also have Albania gave them 10 points in the public. Georgia gave them 10 points in the public. So you can still kind of see how smaller countries are giving them lots of points. Maybe not the highest voting, but good amounts of points. Where it is easy to sway a voting because you just do not have that many people voting. So what was a positive development in the judging was how they had in the end this split screen where you could see them, and they were finally giving us some kind of visual for how many points were needed. And I cannot believe that they have not done this in any of the earlier years, because it just makes it so much easier. And I would have loved to see the 2019 when Sweden got so humiliated in front of everybody, if he had the little thing rise up by 30 points maybe, and then make such a frowny face into the camera. I would have loved to see that. Sadly, it was only invented this year, and my heart just stopped when those diabolical producers slowed down the count and then sped it up, and then suddenly it moved another 150 points in a half a millisecond. It was a pretty good result. 530, that's better than JJ in the last year, with less countries overall competing in the contest. So it's a pretty good result. It's not getting back to the heights of when we had the winners with the 600 points, but maybe we will get there again. So now that we have the detailed results of the semifinals and who got how many points, we can also start trying to make a bit of sense of that weird running order that everybody was saying. What are they thinking with this? Because you have to keep in mind the producers who make the running order, first of all, they know which country did how well. And based on that, they make the running order for the final. There is a random draw for all the countries qualifying into the final, if you do not know this. So a country can either draw to be in the first half, so places 1 to 12 in the running order, or in the second half, which is then 13 to 24 of the running order, or the producers decide. And it's like a quarter is determined for the first half, a quarter is determined for the second half, and the remaining 50% of countries, the producers just put them wherever they want. So when we are looking at which countries did well in the televote, in the first semi-final, the 3 countries with the most points, it was Israel, Moldova and Serbia. And then if we look into the second semi-final, the 3 best countries there were Bulgaria, Romania and Albania. And as we can see from this, the big favorites of this contest, Australia and Finland and Greece, they were not even in the top 3 of the televote. So Australia was best in the jury in its semi-final, and Finland was actually second best. But then also in semi-final 1, Israel was third best in the jury. And no matter what you think about Israel, what is your position on it, we can all agree that if there's one thing the EBU does not want, it's for Israel to win this contest. Not even because of any ideological reasons, just because it's clear that it will create a lot of uncertainty and chaos. And if there's one thing you do not want as a showrunner, it is chaos and uncertainty. You want to have things predictable so that you already know what can I expect for the next year to keep up my brand and keep the show going. So if we know this now, they did not want Israel to win the contest under any circumstances. So what did they do with Israel? They had the choice of putting it wherever they wanted based on the draw, and they put it in third position. And third position, that's a pretty bad position. So I'm not one of these people who is a running order evangelist who says, my God, it all depends on this, but it does factor into it. Just based on, for example, Israel was third in the running order, and not every person is a religious Eurovision watcher like me and you probably are. Many people are just like sitting around on their couch on the Saturday evening and they're like, oh, let's see what is going on. Oh, look, it's the Eurovision, and we tune into that. But maybe at that point already the show has been running for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or even an hour and a half. So at that point, if Israel is third in the running order, for lots of people, they might not have even seen it because they just tuned in afterwards. And then what we can definitely think is that Bulgaria with Bangaranga, it was the running horse of the producers to win this contest. They did whatever they could to give Bangaranga the best chance that it could possibly get. So some people were confused that it was in 12th position. Bulgaria also drew, they could be placed wherever the producers wanted to place them. So it's a bit confusing. They had the running order 12. And in general, the tendency is that the further back you are in the show, the better you're going to do. Like those late places, 22 to 25, those are like the best because it's just the freshest in the audience's mind when it comes to the televote. And 12, it's a bit, why that? But you have to also keep in mind the last quarter of the show is definitely the best. But the second quarter, so before the midpoint of the show, is also not too bad because the mood goes a bit up and down while you're watching. Some of you maybe know this, like at some point, like 60-70% through the show, like the mood, the energy just goes a bit down. You're like, my God, how many more songs are to come? We are only at number 18. What's going on? I need to go to the toilet. So in the middle, at some point, the energy drops a little bit. But before that, like the first 12, 13 songs, it just like usually goes up and ramps up, and energy is going up and up and up. And then you have there Bulgaria at the number 12, which is basically the climax. Bulgaria was the climax of the first half of the show, and they did everything they could to make it even more so. So before her, they put Malta, slow ballad, Czechia, slow ballad. Pretty much the only songs of this kind that were in the competition. And after Bulgaria, immediately they put Croatia, slow, moody, not a banger pop song like others. And after Croatia, they put the United Kingdom. So we have this full 5-song stretch of slow, Bulgaria, slow, United Kingdom. And if you're watching that, it just makes it stand out so much more. You could put Bulgaria, of course, next to Finland, or you could put her next to Australia, and she would still do amazing. But putting her right in the middle of a 5-country stretch of slow, low energy, not as exciting songs, just makes her pop and stand out so much more and stay in the mind of the audience even more. And then they put Romania, which was the second best in the televote in semi-final 2 at the very end, at place number 24. 25 was already predetermined to be by Austria, so they put her at the second to last position, which is a very good position, and it showed she had a very good televoting. She was not as strong in the jury during the semi-final, which Bulgaria was also not as strong with the juries as it was in the final. During the semi-final, the producers were trying to divert our attention a bit because everybody was looking at Romania. Not many people were looking at Bulgaria, and them putting Romania at the very end, it made people go, what's going on there? I think, producers, you are trying to make me vote for Romania. So I think that was a bit of like a diversion, but also in order for Israel not to win the contest, the producers had to ensure that the televote does not spread out over many countries. And what they did to ensure that was that they clustered a lot of the 4 to 15th place songs right next to each other. Like those songs that are not so strong, they will win the competition, but the songs that were in the talks a lot, that were favored going into the final, a lot of them were clustered together in the running order. So the best example that you have for that is 16, 17, 18 in the running order, which was Moldova, Finland and Poland, all of which did pretty good in their semi-finals. Moldova did actually better than Finland, and I think Poland also did better, so it's a bit crazy how I was thinking they were doing this to set up Finland, but actually they were not doing Finland a favor, putting two strong songs next to it. But none of these songs was being done a favor, honestly. Having a strong song followed by a strong song weakens both of them. Having a strong song, a weak song, and a strong song, that strengthens the strong songs because they stand out a little bit more and they have a bit more room to breathe. And then what they do after this is so first is Moldova, Finland, Poland, 3 very strong songs. After that we have Lithuania, Sweden and Cyprus, 3 weak songs. So they are clustering together the strong songs that are not so good that they have a chance of winning to weaken their impact on the televote, so that the televote really clusters around Bulgaria, Romania, which are their horses in the running to beat Israel, where I think Bulgaria was their top shot. And then also in the first half they did this. A couple of those countries, they were drawn to have to be in the first half, but so for example Denmark had the draw, needed to be in place 1 to 12, but imagine they put Denmark in the 12th or 11th position. It would have been a completely different story. They would have gotten much more televote than on the first position, where some people weren't even watching the show yet when they performed. So they put Denmark in the first position. They put Albania in the 5th position. They put Greece in the 6th position. Ukraine 7, Australia 8, Serbia 9. All of those were strong songs, clustered together a lot, so that they all kind of weaken and dampen each other. And it was like a lot of the strong songs. A lot of the favored looked at Greece, Australia, Serbia, the songs people were talking about, that people were rooting for, Denmark also, all in the first half, where they generally have a bit of a less impact than if they come later. And in the later part of the show, then we have these Lithuania, Cyprus, Norway, which were just not as strong of songs. So what can we take from this? I will now take off my tinfoil hat. The producers, they wanted Bulgaria to win, and they managed to get Bulgaria to win, which I'm very happy about. I like not just for Israel not winning, but for Bulgaria winning, because it sends a great signal. It's a fresh, current, and just good song that I will happily dance to, and I did not like it the last couple of years. JJ, when that comes up in the club, I'm not dancing, I'm getting a drink and going to the toilet and smoking a cigarette. I'm not dancing to JJ, and also Nemo was not really danceable. Tattoo, that was kind of a danceable song, but before that also Stefania, Måneskin. I'm sorry, those are not songs that I dance to in the club. I know taste is different, but I'm happy we finally have a banger song that we can dance to in the club again, winning the contest as it should. And just take from this, if in the next year, again, the situation comes up that the running order comes, and you think, what the fuck are these producers doing, making this running order, and it looks so weird, just know they have an incentive. They are trying to get somebody to win, and it might not be obvious immediately who it is, because now, before the show, this was a crazy. After the show, I look at this now and I see exactly what they were doing, how they were planning this. So looking at this running order, this was objectively not a good running order. It was but it was not bad by accident. It was not bad by they don't know what they are doing. They knew exactly what they were doing, and it was to ensure that Bulgaria wins the contest. So am I happy with these results overall? Yes, I'm happy that Bulgaria won, and it was just a gag. how it did not happen in any kind of predictable way. And it's refreshing. It's refreshing, and it's nice to see that. At this point, I'm really unsure what the EBU should do, and if this contest has maybe shown enough good signs that Netherlands and the other countries will come back again. Because I think at this point, even if the Israeli artists and the Cannes broadcaster would stop encouraging people to vote, I think it has become such a meme at this point in the community of people who support Israel for the lack of a personality, that they are just going to keep doing it again and again and again. And even if Israel would not compete for a year or for 2 years, or even be suspended for a year or for 2 years, when they come back, they would do the same again. So unfortunately, I think this is something we will have to live with in Eurovision until the geopolitical situation normalizes itself in some degree again, and who knows when is that going to happen. So overall, this Eurovision has left me shook, and I think all of you too. Now with a bit more time since it happened, I'm just happy. It all turned out great, and I'm happy with all of the results. I hope every country will take positives from this and make next year even better. And I am just so excited to see what Bulgaria is going to serve us next year when we come to them. And they can only go up. The postcards can only get better. The moderators can only get better. The hall can only get better. So Bulgaria, you have all of the cards. You just need to play them right. And I'm sure that you will. And I'm incredibly excited. And I'm glad that finally an Eastern country is hosting the Eurovision again. So with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed these crazy ramblings, unfiltered thoughts, and unwanted opinions. Please, if you disagree with anything I said, leave it in the comments. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what did you agree on. And please like and subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for the next video. Have a nice day. Goodbye.